Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. I hope everybody had a great Friday. It's Friday evening here for me, and I'm off on Fridays, so I usually spend my time training at the barn, and it was a good training day. It was chilly, but we do ride indoors, but it was still chilly, and I rode, let me see, 3 horses today, which I normally do on Friday. That's 2 training animals and 1 my guy. So, my day was good. With that is like the best workout I can do for myself. It's great cardio, it's great for my muscles, it's great for my pelvic floor. And pelvic floor health as we age is so important. I cannot stress that enough. So I'm going to be doing a couple different subjects, palette review. I also have 2 liners that are so underrated and so not talked about that I can tell on all the videos that I study and research. Sephora brand waterproof eye pencils, waterline in the under, so white for my waterline, and then I'm using this brown one. Let me see, this is called Tiramisu number 13, and I put it right up here in my waterline upper. It does feel weird. It's not like the best feeling on the planet, but it really gives your lashes a place to launch from. And it just makes the eye set better when you have this undercarriage lined up. I do have on lashes today. These are Demi Wispies. And again, this is Kiss lashes. I mean, they're cheap, they're affordable. You don't have to worry about trying to get 100 wears out of them. You just go buy another pair. And they're very small, especially for hooded eyes, mature eyes that are loose up here. The Demi Wispies carry the weight on the outer edge. I added some mascara right onto them. It doesn't hurt them, it doesn't hurt you, and I really like the way that they look just for a day off. Just got to put a lash on. And I talked about this before, I've talked about this a lot, but my Tarte eyebrow in the color, this one's in taupe. It does come in 3 shades. I can't stress enough how this just finishes off my eyebrows, from me penciling in the gaps and kind of giving my eyebrows some shape, and then I'm setting them in with this color, and it's also helps the eyebrow hold its shape because it is kind of like a gel type formula ish. So today I wanted to talk about the Charlotte Tilbury palette, which I believe I showed you guys before. I know I did. I'm still going at it. I'm still kind of like on the fence about this palette. Did I say I loved it, or did I say I'd get back to you? I can't even remember, but I've really been trying and trying and trying. I'm still kind of on the fence. I'm surprised for a $75 palette that I'm not just, yes, it's the greatest. Meaning normally when I buy up purchase, high-end palettes, I'm not saying low-end palettes don't perform, because they do. I just haven't gotten into them yet, and I should, but I haven't got there yet to expand to drugstore outside of what I just purchased for myself, and then I go over it with you guys. But I have been wanting to try Charlotte Tilbury for a long time, and this is a limited edition palette, So I wanted to just dive in, just go ahead and get off the fence, but I'm still kind of iffy. I'm wearing it today. It's not the easiest palette to blend, and its wear time is iffy. I did have, not today, but I've had some cracks in my shadow from this palette that I never get because I prep my eyelids sufficiently. So I'm still iffy. I'm not going to throw it under the bus, but I'm still going back and forth. You know, do I, don't I? Just because it looks really great. It looks gorgeous. It really, really does. But then something can look gorgeous and not perform gorgeous. So when I figure it out, I'll let you guys know. I just added on a little something, something. So, Sephora brand waterproof eye pencil. Says 12-hour wear. Don't forget about it. It comes in quite a few shades. I'm digging it. They don't budge. They do wear 12 hours. I can honestly swear, look, I have been using these pencils for a while. I've been grinding them down. They're not full size anymore because I use them. Because they perform perfectly. So, next subject. I thought we could talk a little bit about turmeric and why is it so important to ingest on the daily. Turmeric is a natural, very powerful anti-inflammatory. It's actually, I think I said this before, it's in the Bible. No, yes, frankincense. I live by frankincense. I use it all the time. And I know we've talked about this. There's probably a bottle over here on my nightstand. Actually, it's in there. But we use frankincense for everything because it works. It's so bizarre that I went pretty much my entire adult life seeing different kinds of doctors, whatever. Doctors that I liked, would probably still like. They just don't know any better, but I never heard of any of this stuff. I had to go out, figure it out for myself, research, read, advocate for my own body before I kind of got to where I am. So how much turmeric do I take a day? Depends on the turmeric. We order two different kinds. We order one off of Amazon that's 100% organically made, grown, compounded, and it is encapsulated in a gel cap. And I take 2 of those, and I will take 2 in the morning. Well, I don't eat in the morning, so that'd be lunchtime for everyone else. And me, that's when I take the biggest load of my supplements is with food. And I'm taking turmeric. You can also take curcumin, basically turmeric. Just the most important thing is, I say this over and over and over, compounding. What is in it? Who made it? Who put it together? What are the binders that they put in it to deliver it into the body? Because you can ruin the best idea on the planet with shitty binders that the body cannot break down. And it applies to everything. It applies to your multivitamin if it's bound up with stuff that the body cannot break down. Don't buy it. It's completely worthless. This is a lot, for me, this has been a lot of time reading, researching, talking about binder ingredients, listening to people, pharmacists actually, functional pharmacists that compound functional medicine. A lot of functional medicine, meaning it's natural medicine, and they compound it together. They don't just, oh, let me give you a pharmaceutical drug and you swallow that pill. They're actually compounding things together in labs, like in within their pharmacy. They have their own refrigerated type lab area. They can compound many different things together to deliver it the best for the body. My bioidentical hormones are compounded in a refrigerated area inside of a pharmacy. It kind of looks like a fridge, like it has a refrigerated door. They're not in there all day. They're only in there long enough to compound batch. They smash it into your 30-day dispensary and they put it, because they're warming it up to compound it. And then you're pressing it into the 30-day package, and then it sets for so many hours and it's ready to go. So turmeric and anything that you're taking, milk thistle is for the liver. It's so important. We can talk about, as you know, we can talk about many things that are specifically targeted for specific areas. And how do we know what they're targeted for? Because the people that came before us figured it out through studies, research. Japan, I say again, Japan. Oh my God, they just lead the way in so many subjects. They combined functional medicine with allegorical medicine, which is modern medicine, and they marry the two. They actually study thousands and thousands of people over the long haul. Well, what if we give them this? What if we gave these people that? And it's all natural stuff. They pioneered the way with apple cider vinegar studies. They studied thousands of people and got real results, and gave people placebos, and real science. So always remember when I'm talking to you about things that I've researched and I've spent hundreds of hours on, that this is solid science. So it isn't my opinion. I didn't just sit around and dream it up. Let me try this. It might work. No, much smarter people than me figured this stuff out. And the reason why it is not more mainstream is because of money. That's the only reason. Although my area, which is Kansas City, actually is coming up with a few more functional places. I think I looked it up, and I did look it up. The part I think about is I think we're up to 4 or 5 different clinic type places with real doctors, functional medicine, in the Kansas City metro area. I think that is a sign of the times. I know when I came, visited home or whatever during our military tours, there was no kind of place like that to be found in the metro area. So this has been within the last 10 years or so that these places, and maybe last 5 years, these places are coming up because people and medicine are figuring it out. And I say it's a slow bus turning a corner and not wanting to turn it all the time. They just don't know. So I'm not dogging regular doctors. I think regular doctors are fine and they're vitally needed. And I've said this many times. They just don't know. They're not educated in medical school about environmental pressures. They're not. 40 hours during, I don't know, 7 years of hormonal education is not enough. They don't understand the long-term effects with no hormones. And their science that they're going off of is aged. Very, very aged. Remember, I don't know if you'll remember or if it was on your radar, but many years ago, 20 years ago, did you ever hear of women on hormones? Yes, I did. I mean, I wasn't like, oh wow, I was consciously aware of it, but I do have it tucked in my memory somewhere, hearing that they had put women on hormones. Now, granted, they were pharmaceutical hormones derived from female horse urine. Does not work. It does not work like it's intended to. And then remember, as you pipe up over time, they said, oh, now we figured out that it causes cancer, or it can, or it's a risk, so we don't want to have this risk for women. So, but remember, in bioidentical hormones, there is no cancer patients. There's no one that was ever studied that came off with cancer. Why? Because it mimics your own juice as closely as humanly possible. Because it's derived from plant parts, male, female. So your body, your bowel, it kind of operates on the same type of principles. And horse urine does not help us. Although it relieves some of the symptoms, it does not get you where you need to be. So Premarin is a bad drug. Why is it bad? Because it's made from horse urine, and we're not horses, and our body doesn't identify directly with the compounds, and it's compounded with a lot of fillers, and then you swallow the pill. I can say this because I took Premarin for about 2 years, I think. Could have been maybe just a smidge longer, but of course I didn't know. I hadn't really dived into the research about it. And did it relieve some of my symptoms? Some, yes, it did. But should have never have taken the drug. I should have went straight to bioidentical hormones, but woulda, shoulda, coulda. You can only do what you know. So I see my age group doesn't get a lot of traffic. Like my YouTube, it doesn't get a lot of traffic because I guess there's not a lot of 50-something-year-old women watching about beauty or spending time to watch videos, which I find extremely sad. But I'm just going to keep plugging away because information is good. And solid science remains solid science, whether only one person hears it or 5,000. So it is what it is. And I was talking about it earlier that in training that so not that many people watch me. Okay. It's okay. Like, my videos aren't edited. They're not supercharged. They don't have cute things on them. I sit here at the same backdrop pretty much. I do love doing videos on the road at horse shows, but, not everybody's into horses, but mostly it's supposed to be more about inspiration than just about horses. It's supposed to help anyone realize that your age should not be a marker of what you can or cannot do or what you can and cannot look like. So this is what I say. Supplement, fill the gaps, turmeric. I don't have swollen ankles. I don't, my knees don't hurt. They used to. My back doesn't hurt. It used to. Fill the gaps, because remember, what do I tell you aging is about? It's a disease process to the human body. And remember, loss of volume. We're losing volume, which means the muscles, the volume of the muscle is going down, it's going away. So you have to work just that much harder to keep it to where it has to be for you to be flexible, functional, vital. I don't stretch enough. We can talk just quickly about that. Stretching. What did we lose over time? Did you used to be able to do the splits and you can't even approach to do them now? It's because the muscle is different now that we're 50, whatever. You don't have to do the splits, but what you should be doing and have to do is stretch it. Long, slow stretches, gentle pulls. Pain is not a good thing, but uncomfortable is okay. So you know your stretching is effective when you're uncomfortable, but you're not writhing in pain. The muscle needs to be stretched. You need to ingest protein in sufficient quantities. Remember, they're closely related. You need protein to build. Remember, especially as we age, we don't need as many carbohydrates as we once did. If we ever did. The science that I read, and it's a lot. Basically, the human body doesn't know what a carbohydrate is. So why do we have them? Money. I know, it sounds just jacked, don't it? Yeah, it's jacked. I agree. But I was in Walmart today and I look around. How do we dedicate almost an entire store of groceries full of food that's not food? 85%? 80%? Let's just be fair. Let's give it 70% of the store is not real food. It's not. If you can pick it up in a box and put it on your shelf, that's not food, people. It's not food. Food was never designed to be put in a box and stored. Our modern convenience is what makes us sick. You're not supposed to eat 10 pounds of macaroni and cheese and still be healthy, because it's not possible. I'm not saying that if mac and cheese is your jam, then put it on your cheat day, because I put donuts on my cheat day because it's my jam. I put tacos on my cheat day because it's my jam. When I eat tacos clean, they look different than when I'm cheating, because I'm eating tons of chips and cheese dip and not grass-fed beef. It's just whatever the restaurant is serving me, and I'm also into the atmosphere, and it's okay because I don't do that on the regular. I'm not perfect. Nobody can be. Although I know some people that never cheat in functional medicine because they say it's not worth it. The price to cheat for them is not worth it. For me, I haven't got there. I still want my chips and salsa. Bad ones, because you can eat clean ones. You can eat organic, non-GMO chips. You just can't eat 50 of them. You just eat a small portion, and you can drown yourself in organic salsa, tomatoes all day. It will never hurt you, and you won't gain 1 ounce. It's just about the delivery, and it's all about what chemicals are in the meat or not in the meat. That's what it's come down to. So turmeric helps fight symptoms of bad food. Because why do we get inflamed and why do we need an anti-inflammatory? Well, we get inflamed because meat that is not grass-fed has tons of crap in it. It has antibiotics in it, and it has steroids, growth hormones. It's packed because they're growing the cattle at a fast rate, slaughter. That's their jam. I'm not dogging them. I'm just saying, for us, on the inside of our bodies, we don't want that. Because what does inflammatory condition mean? It means we're aging badly. When you're inflammatory on the inside, you're not doing well. And all of that shows up on the outside. It shows up in the face. It shows up in the skin. Anywhere on the body, you could have rosacea, you could have bumps on your arms, you can have bumps on your thighs. Your body will let you know when the inside of it is not right. It's just, can you read it? Can you read your human body music? If you're not ready to read it, I get it. I mean, reading it means then you have to do something about it. And doing something about it is a dedication. So I don't just take turmeric like when I feel like it or when I remember it. I don't take my supplements like whenever I remember or if I can remember. My supplements are packed in my work bag every single day. And I'm on a routine when I sit down to eat my food that I pack for lunch, which is always raw food, meaning it is cabbage, lettuce, carrots, what else is in there? Radishes, tons of cabbage. I'm a cabbage whore freak. I know. But I love it. And I also put organic chicken in it, or sometimes I even have organic croutons, but not very many, because I'm basically keeping those carb count under, God, how many carbs is in a few croutons? I believe it's 20 or less. So that is like nothing. And it is organically made, so it's not white flour, processed sugar, blah, blah, blah. So I also throw cheese on it. I throw eggs on it, tons and tons of eggs. I pack 2 boiled eggs every single day for my work. So I sit down, pull out all my supplements. It's quite a bit. What is my supplement list? Turmeric, azaxanthin. What is azaxanthin? Remember, we made a video about that, not we, me, a long time ago. Azaxanthin is the most powerful anti-inflammatory on the planet. Almost beats turmeric to death, but I take both. Azaxanthin is made in algae and is what turns salmon pink because it's in their food chain. Salmons aren't naturally pink. It's what they eat that makes them pink. Azaxanthin is in my diet every single day. I also take ceramides. Remember me talking about ceramides? For my hands, for my skin. We're losing vital layers as we age. Ceramides, as it turns out, helps keep those layers right under the surface of the skin pumped up, fluffy, filled. Ceramides come from 2 different sources, and I, of course, take an organically compounded ceramide, and I take one derived from rice. It sounds bad because of the gluten, but it doesn't have any gluten in it. And you can see my hands, are they looking ish? I have tendons showing. I think I dropped a little bit more weight, which I noticed my hand volume went down, but it's not discolored. There's not a lot of discoloration. I have a wrist bone. This is healthy to have wrist bones. It's healthy to have your collarbones out. Ceramides helps look like your skin, help your skin hold its volume. You want that. Okay, so what else do I take? I take CoQ10 every day. That is cellular energy inside the mitochondria. We don't make it as much as we age, so it's vital to replace what we don't make anymore. The young, you made a ton of stuff when you were young, so you didn't have to take it. What else do I take? I take K2. Why do I take it? That supplement helps direct calcium into the bone. Calcium in the human body kind of likes to float around, and you can get deposits in your arteries. That's the bad stuff. It has nothing to do with how much fat you ingested. It's about the calcium. So it likes to line arteries. It likes to get out of its traffic. We've talked about this before, so I take K2 every single day to make sure the calcium goes into the bone. It is calcium driving. How do we know this? Studies. Lots and lots of studies. K2, a miracle to help keep the shitty out of the artery, drive it into the bone. Because as humans, actually processing minerals. There's some things the body just doesn't like to utilize. I also take a multivitamin. I'm designed by Dr. Frank Sinatra, not the singer. But they are related, which is amazing. He is an integrative cardiologist, and he is amazing. And he has his own website, which carries quite a few different options for supplements. And I take his designed for women. Women and men are two different animals. Men need some things women don't need, and women need things men don't need. So my husband takes version of the multivitamin, and I take the women version. It has more magnesium. You know, women's heart attack rates are higher and higher and higher than men's. It's kind of freaky. But it's also a sneaky statistic. What else do I take? I'm trying to remember. Sorry, guys. I'm going to write it all down and bring it to the next video so I don't miss anything. I take vitamin C on the reg because vitamin C is vitally important for the body. It's in my multivitamin, but I take extra. If I'm feeling extra, or like say I'm snotty, or say stuffy, or whatever, like say I'm just not feeling perfect 100%, I'll take 5,000 C on the spot. You can have up to 10 a day. Remember to make sure it's compounded correctly. I take vitamin D3 by itself, and I take 5,000 units of it. It's a small little jelly caplet. They're easy to swallow. D3 is your immune system. It is vital to support your immune system as you age. Do I take flu shots? Hell no. Never have, never would. Do I give them to my children? No. I deny all shots that I possibly can and have her still be in public school, since we did switch from private to public. Why do I say this? Because you cannot vaccinate against a mutating virus. And that is science, ladies and gentlemen, and the hysteria behind flu shots is a joke. It's only a guess, and it's a joke. It's a joke that they make medical personnel take it against their will. It's a joke. You cannot vaccinate against a mutating virus. It doesn't work. That's not even good science. It is bad science because it's not real science. Now, of course, even my family doc wanted to tell me since I was 50, when I was 50, I needed a pneumonia shot. And I was like, absolutely not, but thank you for the offer. And he was very convinced that I should have that shot. And he is much older than me and in very poor health. And I can see scientifically the reason why he's in poor health is because he only dedicates himself to modern medicine. Nothing, in my opinion, can age you faster and may drop your quality of life than medications overly medicated through modern medicine. That right there was an opinion. That was just my opinion. Not saying that people don't need medications. I'm just saying that you can age hard or you can age easy. And he's aging hard. One flu shot has more mercury in it than you can even imagine the load that you give your body. There's a reason why you don't feel good after you get these bizarre injections. There's a reason why my children did not get injections well. Yes, they got their shots, but I split them all up and only did one or two at a time, never anything more. I made extra trips. They did not tolerate the assault attack on their immune system. Yeah, that right there is science. Not every patient on the planet can walk into the office and get 5 shots at once and the next day be fine. There are some in the population that can, but there's the tons and tons and tons that cannot. So, I'm filling the gaps as best I can. If I read stuff that's new and I think it sounds promising, then I try to find another source for the information and read that, and then kind of start marrying the two together and see, is it worth adding into my regimen, or am I covered? Am I good? And whatever I add in, I added to my husband. I haven't really added anything in lately. We're kind of solid on our regimental, kind of our daily dose. We do what's in regimen every day, milk thistle. That is a vital liver detoxification. The liver works hard for us, people. Hard. It's constantly being attacked by toxins and cheat day toxins and the air we breathe and whatever we decided to ingest. The liver needs help. It needs support, especially as we age. And then add drinking on top of it. I mean, there is no choice. You have to take milk thistle every single day. And does it sound hokey? I think the word milk thistle does sound kind of wonky, but it's science backed by many, many years. I'm talking lots of years. If you get that Life Extension magazine for free, I mean, it's not like Vogue or anything, but you can read all of the footnoted research in there. You can look at me and use me as your bounce off. Like, why do you take that? When did you start? What does it do? I've cured diabetes in my own body. I wouldn't even mind showing you guys my blood work, just so you know that it's real. Like, I had terrible A1C. I was extremely crappy with my diabetes, was out of control. And now, totally normal. Normal A1C. Wasn't easy. That's the thing about functional medicine. that I find people don't like. It takes a dedication to the lifestyle. You have to be supplementally supported. You can't eat a lot of chemical meat. You can't eat a lot of chemical vegetables. It just doesn't work. The body does not maintain its vigor with chemicals. You cannot clean your house with chemicals and expect to remain healthy in your 50s, 60s, 70s because your brain is important. You have to protect it at all costs. It is the governor of everything that's rolling around in here. Protect your asset, and your asset is you and all your glory and your different personalities and what you like, what you don't like, what you add to the planet cannot be replaced. And you cannot roll into the doctor and expect him to honestly save you with a pharmaceutical drug, because it's just a patch. It's just a band-aid. It's not a cure. When you could actually just put in the time and the effort and get the cure. That's what I'm saying. I want the freaking cure. Bring it to me. I will put in the time, the effort. I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to be sexy. I want to feel like having sex. I want to go to the club. Even if you don't like clubs. What if you like motocross, or I don't even know. I don't know, fishing, boating, whatever it is that you love, that's your jam, that you want to go do. If you don't feel like getting off the couch, you ain't doing your jam. So the video took 400 years, as usual, and I ran on and on, as usual, but it's good information. It's solid information. If you guys have any questions, ask me below. Subscribe to my channel, click the notification, and you will see my next video. So I'm going to be taking you guys to the horse show for my last horse show of the year, American Raw. I'm really jazzed, so you guys can look forward to that. I'll be making some clips and cut-ins. We're going to get fancy at the horse show. But before that, I will do some more reviews, some wear tests, and we'll just keep going. We will just keep going. Have a great night. Thanks for being here.